It's how we've been loving one another. Honestly, wearing masks is what we've been doing for over a year now as our way of not just protecting our own bodies, but it's been our way of taking care of each other. I'm not an epidemiologist, and trust me, we're going to learn a whole lot more about this COVID thing. Even as we go on, there's so much we still don't know. But wearing masks has been our way of loving each other. Social distancing, it's been our way of loving each other. The whole idea was to flatten the curve. The whole idea was not to put a strain on our hospitals and our nursing homes, on our doctors and our nurses. The whole idea was to protect life. And we're people who are committed to the protection of life. And so now vaccines, that's what we do. That's what we do in order to protect one another. That's what we do in order to love one another. So I'm double vaccinated since a month ago yesterday. CDC guidelines last night, I hopped up and down in the house and rejoiced when they said, no more social distancing, no more masks if you've been double vaccinated. I promise you we're still going to learn more about this silly thing. I listened last night to the news, to the 8 baseball players, all double vaccinated and all diagnosed with COVID. Asymptomatic, they won't be hospitalized. I think they're still playing baseball. They're healthy. There seems to be less concern that they're going to pass it on to somebody else because they've been vaccinated. But how did those double vaccinated people contract COVID? We're still learning an awful lot. And so what does that mean for us here in church? I don't know. We're still figuring it out. We're all waiting with bated breath. Bishop Thomas is supposed to write us a letter today and tell us what that means for us in the church. We know already that beginning June 5th and 6th, that weekend, that first weekend in June, that the bishops of Ohio are removing the dispensation from attending Mass. So it means that all of us who are healthy, we no longer have that dispensation that says we don't have to come to Mass on Sunday and don't have to receive communion as often as we can. So we're going to go back again. So if you're watching from home, and if you're immune compromised, if you're watching from a nursing home, or if you're maybe in a hospital bed today and you're watching us, those whose systems are compromised, you still have a dispensation. You always have. The church loves you. The church wants you to do the wise thing, and we want you to do the wise thing. And so if you're sick, stay home. If you're immune compromised and you know you're more susceptible to sickness, do what you know you need to do. Call us, let us know. We'll bring communion to the house. Eventually, we'll get rid of these rubber bands. Eventually, we'll get rid of masks. Maybe by as soon as today or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see what Bishop Thomas tells us. And really, it'll be up to you and to your good judgment. There is a burden of moral responsibility for those who haven't yet been vaccinated. They make their own choices, and they make wise choices, and it's not up for me or you to judge them. But there is a responsibility that we still have to love one another. Masks may be our way of doing that. Vaccinations may be our way of doing that. We're delighted, me jumping up and down in the house, delighted to be at this place in our journey through this COVID pandemic. We're not through it yet. We still need to be wise, and we will always, from the very beginning of the life of the church, we will have a moral responsibility to listen to the command of Jesus and do what we need to do to love one another.